If an American doesn't want Sharia law in America, is that Islamophobic? Obviously, the answer should be no. Check out this clip from this Egyptian woman that's being interviewed on PragerU for some of the insights that she has to share about her experiences, not only in Egypt, but leaving Egypt, leaving Arab culture, and integrating into America as well. So let's hear what she has to say. We'll watch the clip together and then talk about it. But first, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Check this out.
One of the reasons why these kinds of conversations are so difficult is because I'd imagine that, like you, as it is with me, people will start labeling you Islamophobic or anti-Arab if you say anything critical whatsoever of any country in the Middle East aside from Israel. You're considered an Islamophobe. It's really not in vogue to speak critically. Do people call you like anti-Egyptian or anti-Arab when you say the type of harsh things you're saying?
Arab culture is a culture that's based on pride and shame. So you should always be proud of your heritage, and it's a shame on you if you criticize it. So self-criticism is not one of the values that we learn as we grow up in the Middle East. It's criticize the other, criticize Israel, criticize the Jews, criticize the Christians, criticize people who are not 100% pro this or that. So I understand why they view me like that, but I really have I see a lot of beauty in Middle Eastern culture and Arab culture in general. But at the same time, I see the horrendous oppression of other religions and other, people who are different.
It took my mom a long time to figure it out. I remember as a 7-year-old here in Los Angeles, my mom taking us to visit a mosque. And I was wearing a top just like this. And I remember the dress. And when my mom took us to visit, because my mom was born and raised as a Muslim, and she came here and she took us to a mosque. I grew up half Christian, half Muslim to a certain point. And when my mom took us to the local mosque here in Los Angeles, they looked at me and said, "Don't bring her back with this shirt. And it's a good idea to wear a headscarf." And my mom said, I never wore a headscarf in Egypt. In fact, none of my family have. And they said, well, we're not here to assimilate. And my mom...
The message was don't assimilate. In America.
And don't bring your daughter back with her arms showing. Come back with a headscarf and her covered. And my mom said...
When I saw this, the purpose... The message is don't assimilate in America. I never wanted to go again.
Yeah.
Because that's not why I came to America. I came to America because I appreciate this culture that gave me freedom and gave me so much. So why hate it when I'm living in it? So I stopped going to the mosque and I lived without any spirituality in my life at all for a long, long time.
Well, is it possible that at these mosques here in America, what they mean by not wanting you to assimilate is that they don't want you to stop being a Muslim, but you could still become an American? Or is it that they don't want you to become a Christian? Maybe that's what they mean?
I think it was more than that. It's like we have to teach them to become Muslim, not they teach us the freedoms in America or whatever. I mean, if a person actually goes to the mosque, it means you're still respecting your religion.
Mm-hmm.
So why tell them don't assimilate? You can say it in a different... I didn't like the way they said it. They could say, we're here, we love America. They could have said, we're here, we love America and all what America is giving it to us. But let's not forget that we are still Muslims and we're proud of our culture. If they had said it this way, I can understand. But don't assimilate has, first of all, to live in a culture without assimilation takes a lot more energy from a person than if you assimilate.
Mhm.
Because the norm is you become part and parcel of the society
Right.
around you. If there's a language, you automatically start learning it. If you live in France, you will eventually speak French. So for them to tell me don't assimilate, that will take a lot of energy from me.
Mhm.
That's against the tide. So I didn't feel that I liked the attitude.
I visited a second mosque out of state, and they said in no uncertain terms, the parishioners there, that Sharia law would be brought to America. Period. Eventually, it would be brought to America, and they were happy to usher that in. And I very quickly had a suitor who wanted to put a ring on my finger after just no time of being there. I mean, they were very direct in every way possible in finding a wife and kind of claiming what they wanted America to be. And the woman that said that was actually on a student visa.
Actually, it's very political.
Hmm.
See,
The religion?
Yeah. Islam is very political. It was to capture the political system of any country it goes to. Like if you're a Jew or you're a Christian and you go to a country, you really don't care about controlling the political system. Islam, number one purpose when you go to a country is to control the political system.
How do you know that? Is there proof in that? Is it in the
yeah.
Quran?
Oh, yeah. Part of the laws of Islamic law, Sharia, is to never live under an un-Islamic political system.
Wow.
To live under an Islamic political system is the only kosher way to live under Islam.
Wow.
Obviously, in the United States, we do not want to live under Sharia law. Jews don't push that their religion should be accepted by the masses. That's not what we do. We don't even seek converts. So to try to push Judaism on the rest of the populace is just not our MO. It's just not what we're interested in. Nobody wants that pork chop should be illegal. I mean, let my non-Jewish friends enjoy their pork chops or enjoy your cheeseburgers. I will not be partaking, but enjoy it all you want. I would never seek legislation that there should be pork chops, that they should be illegal, because after all, in Jewish law, pork chops are a no-no. And so there's a very different perspective from a Jewish vantage point than from the vantage point being described by this woman and her daughter. And so the main things that we can focus on as individuals living in a society proud of our faith and proud of our heritage is embracing our faith, being proud of who we are, embracing it in every way, and even in a public way. The only things that we should be encouraging on a societal level from a Jewish vantage point are Hebrew Bible values, what is sometimes called Judeo-Christian values. And these are the values that build on a civilization. We call them in our tradition the Noahide code, the code that was given to Noah for all of his descendants. But these are really just the principles that undergird all civilized religion. So this is believing in God, right? Not worshiping idols, not cursing God, not stealing, not murdering, not committing sexual immorality, not eating the limb from a live animal, meaning not being cruel to animals, and establishing courts of justice that will uphold those other six. And if we can have that be more realized by people in any society, the world becomes a better place. The goal is never to introduce Judaism in Jewish ritual law and so forth on the population. It's to live as a Jew, as a proud Jew, and doing it so even in a public way, but on the societal level, to only encourage those things that are part of a backbone of creating a civilized society. If you like this content overall, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Take care.